I guess I didn't know that. I knew you were interested in going, and I've been interested in going back for years. And I thought, well, now that Mom's not here, I wonder if it's that important anymore. And but I sort of made a commitment to you to go back there with you, and I wasn't going to not go. It ended up happening at a time when the time span kept getting shorter and shorter that we could spend there. But I'm not so sure after getting there that we needed any more time. And probably the second day would have been anticlimactic in a sense. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it from the standpoint that it was a beautiful day. It was Culver at its best. It's the most beautiful campus in the world, I think. And you could see it on that kind of a day.
I recognize a little bit of this area. It's changed a lot, but there's still a few houses that you can still recognize. Welcome to Culver. The town is straight ahead, and we're going left to the academy. It's an unbelievably beautiful campus. And right down there is the howitzer, parked under that tree. I don't know if you can see it. It's right behind that divider. It's a. Do you see it?
Yeah.
They fire that every morning at 7 o'clock.
We are flying at 1,000 feet over Lake Maxintucky, Indiana. Spread out before us along the lake shore is the magnificent 1,400-acre campus of Culver Military Academy, a unique educational institution. As cultural development is important to every individual, a part of Leadership for Life gives each student an appreciation of the arts. Individual and group lessons in sculpture, painting, and design give Culver cadets an opportunity for self-expression and furnish a foundation on which to build.
In fact, I'm going to take a shot at this.
So you're responsible for my storage room going away. Now I know who it is.
Yeah, indeed. And we put wheels in here and ceramics and the same wheels.
Probably so,
The
yeah.
same
Yeah.
wheels. This is a wheel I bought. And so is this one.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Those are the two of the wheels I bought when I was here. I can't believe it. They're still here. They've lasted that long.
And you made these things over here?
These are, I mean,
What are they?
they're plastic bats for drying clay.
Art outlasts life.
It sure does. And the kiln's now down here, which is where it should be. It was up in the band rehearsal room. This was my office. And that cabinet was in here. I left that cabinet in here. And this desk was my desk. It's the same desk. That chair was in here.
This is my office. The most luxurious office I've ever seen when it was all set up. Yeah, I absolutely love this office. And this was here too, that mannequin, which is a drawing mannequin. You adjust it, and that was here also. This is the door to the roof. Goes up there. And this is the drawing and painting studio, which is the most beautifully lit room I've ever seen. I was so shocked to find that tapestry still hanging in the band room. I thought that thing would have fallen down 20 years ago. I remember when Alfred Jackstis was there trying to tell me how to clean it. And I thought, well, you know, I'm not going to be around here that long that I have to clean that thing. It's as big as a room. And then to find the art space still being used is kind of phenomenal. And even the furniture is still in the office. That's the same furniture. I mean, 30 years, you'd think somebody would have moved it out and moved some other stuff in. Same furniture. It was a remarkable shock to me to find things so much the same. And then kind of disappointing at the same time to find that they're going to very soon remodel the place and build a new art facility. I don't think the new facility will be as good. It'll be bigger, and they do need space. That program needs to expand, and you can't really do it in that space. It's kind of hemmed in. But I don't know, it felt good to go back into that building. At the time, I thought I probably never would see it again. And this up here was a graphics room. It was printmaking. Had a big press in here. The press is still in here. It took about 25 men to get this thing up here. They pulled it up on long ropes, slid it up the stairways. It's really heavy. There's one of the original tables. See that metal base on that drawing table? There was a room full of those tables up here. And that's one of the originals. It felt like at times that I'd never left, which was an odd thing to me. In just segments. These are now individual studios, which again they were places where students could come and paint, like their own individual painting studios. They're old rehearsal rooms for music. And of course, every day at about 2:30, the band would come in, and band members never play the same tune at the same time when they're warming up, so it sounded like a bunch of wild animals down there. And then they'd blow their horns for about an hour, and for that last hour, you couldn't talk to anybody.
This cacophony of sounds from the Fine Arts Building resolves itself into private lessons and band rehearsal.
I could hear the band. I could go in there, I could hear that band, the worst sounding stuff coming out of there that you've ever heard. Every person who wasn't a musician playing at the same time. And that's just warm up for a band. But and I think about a lot of people. I think about Ron, that used to be the band director there, Ron McMahon, and Payson, the guy that used to be. So I don't know. You know, these people are gone now. I don't know what happened to them. It's a strange thing to go back there and realize that the people that I knew closely when I was there, many of them just don't exist anymore. There used to be a big grand piano right down there where he's standing, and we had a painting on that wall. It was all white, And there was one kid did a mural on the left side, and we showed slides against the other half of it. So, and these risers were not in here at that time. It was really important to fill in a blank for me. And I'm glad we both were there together. That was significant to me. If I'd just been there by myself, I don't think it would have made nearly the impact. It was a chance to relive a lot of things I never even thought about in 30 years. But there, the reminders were there, and I could think about them, good and bad. But this building built and named after him, after the guy, it was Epley, was his name. And the only specification that he gave was that they never build anything to the south of the building that would block him from seeing the front of this building from his grave site, which he picked over in the graveyard across the lake. So they can't build anything that will block the view between the two. And it's a big, even the Academy perpetuates the grave site over there. It's a huge mausoleum.
Culver believes that the study of classical languages enriches the lives of students by giving them an acquaintance with Greek and Roman cultures.
Today we are reading the Battle of Marathon, a battle fought between the Greeks and the Persians on a plain outside of Athens in 490 BC.
The military is only a plus at Culver. The main emphasis is on academic achievement and excellence. 98% of Culver graduates go on to college. At Culver, great teachers, outstanding facilities, and experienced counselors await the girl or boy willing to work hard to realize his full potential.
The nymph riding the dolphin, and they had trouble with, the cadets used to come over and shine her breasts all the time. They kept them just bright and shiny brass. And they had to post a guard to keep.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
Afraid she'd be flat-chested at the time.
The Runkles lived here, you said?
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all.
Hey, George, you want to sound again? Don Adams, do you remember me?
Yes, I remember you. How are you? Where's Lori?
Lori died.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. She died January the 24th. Not January, March 24th, yeah. Seeing George and Norma there was kind of always a weird event, because I see George and Norma in such strange places. They're either here at our house, or they're in Arizona, or in Phoenix, or up in Prescott, or in Culver. To St. Joe.
To 35.
To
Y'all go to St. Joe, but you come to 35, and that goes right into Princess City. Last time we came to your house, we did that.
Even going around the lake was like I'd just gone around there a week ago. The things hadn't changed that much going around the lake. Huh. It's still, it looks like it's closed down. They close it down every fall. Closed for season, yeah. And the owners would go to Florida.
Yep, I remember that place.
There's where you had swimming lessons, right down there.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was interesting for you to be able to see the places that you saw as a child, because you don't remember them the same way they are when you're an adult. And And I've experienced the same thing going back to places we lived on the farm when I was a child and going back later and finding out, well, that really isn't much of a hill out in front of the farm. It's just a slight grade. I thought it was a hill.
So where was the other apartment building? Can you point it out?
Right there. That is sitting right there. Right on that little knoll. Right there. There was just a walkway between them. There wasn't even a stairway that I remember, just grass between them. Maybe a 25-foot, 30-foot space between them. And they were about the same. I think they had the same number of apartments in them.
Do you miss those apartments?
Not really. I really didn't like the apartments. It had a great view. I mean, looking out the window, we had the golf course in the back and the lake on the other side. But the windows were small. They weren't big windows at all. They were just little bitty windows. So it wasn't like you had the panoramic view of the setting at all. But the trees and all made it nice up here, you know, most of the time. But we moved 6 months after we moved in here. We moved to the house. We were only in here 6 months. And we lived up this street right here that I'm turning on. And we lived next to this house. We lived in the next house to it, the one right behind it. That white one right there with the door open. That was our rental house.
The trees, I don't remember this kind of...
Not this kind of forest at all.
No.
This is all grown up. Okay, the White's house is this one coming.
Which one?
It's that one. Yeah, that's the White's house. That's interesting to see our old house.
Yeah. I wouldn't have recognized it with all the trees and everything. I mean, I recognized it from the photos.
That house to the right is the one that was built where we were going to build our house. So that's what it looks like. You see these two entrance gates out of stone with the... Laurie and I built those. We hauled this rock in from the farm on a cold wintry day. We had a whole pile of them over here. We were going to make enough of these fence posts to make every one of these posts into a rock. And the two biggest ones were going to be the entry post. So Lori and I made these. And poured a concrete base. And this looks like the same chain we had in there when we built it. I don't know if that's possible, but it looks like it. The chain went all the way across and it locked it off.
They're still here.
They're still here. We planted these 3 trees. And they were just about 6 foot tall when we planted them.
I even thought it was significant that our handmade rock posts were still at the entrance to our property. I thought that was I had never expected them to be there. And the house that they built on there was actually pretty darn good looking. So I was really tickled about that. And even the 3 trees that we planted there in the front were still there. Much bigger trees, but they're still there. After 30 years. Unbelievable.
And what they call the Ho Chi Minh Trail came up right there at that corner, from where we lived over on the pig flats, which is what that was before it had houses on it.
Could that be where I'm remembering the scout camp thing being? Through there?
Scout camp?
You know, the big rocks, among the big rocks and some path?
There was a bunch of big rocks and a path that went through there, yeah. We called it Ho Chi Minh Trail. And we'd walk over from there and go to the academy. It's to school, to work.
This is where the big rocks are. And I think I remember a scout camp location down there.
It doesn't look like it's that used a trail anymore.
Oh, really? So this is the other side of the trail?
Yeah, this is the beginning of it. It's a little rough here.
You don't remember this being a campground or anything like that?
No, I don't. I know kids played over there all the time.
Yeah, again, I distinctly remember coming back there among the rocks, square, almost like plastic or something, beds, you know, that you would put the tent over.
Yeah. It was a trip in deja vu, sort of, for me. And I felt good. I felt good about being there. I knew Lori would not have wanted to have been there. She just never would have wanted to go back. And it was I think it was important for you and me just to have a chance to go off and do something by ourselves. We haven't done that since Mom died. I mean, we really haven't. And you know, it's not often we get a chance. Certainly my life's taking a different trek now, and it'll probably make it more difficult to do that.